This is the question number 9a. We're going to have to break this up into two videos because it's asking for a lot of stuff. But 9a, it wants us first to find z bar of each equation, and then we're going to find 4 equations after that. So, z bar of our first one, I get z is equal to 2 plus I squared to 5. So z bar then is going to be equal to 2 minus I squared root of 5. And then the equations it wants us to know is z plus z bar. So z plus z bar, that's equal to 2 plus I squared root of 5 plus 2 minus I squared root of 5. And so when I solve that, I get 2 plus 2 is 4. And I get I plus the square root of 5 minus I squared root of 5. So that just gives me 4. The next one wants to know z minus z bar. That's going to be equal to 2 plus I squared root of 5 minus 2 plus I squared root of 5, because it changes our sign. So our 2's cancel out, and so I get I squared root of 5 plus I squared root of 5, so that gives me 2I squared root of 5. Now it wants us to find z times z bar, and that will be equal to 2 plus I squared root of 5 times 2 minus I squared root of 5. And then when we FOIL that, we get our first term squared minus our second term squared, so that gives me 4 minus I squared times the square root of 5 squared is just 5. And we know that I squared is equivalent to the negative 1, so we can just change our sign. So that's 4 plus 5, which is equal to 9. And then the last part it wants is z divided by z bar. And so I'm going to have to write that over here. Z divided by z bar. Right. And that would be equal to 2 plus I squared root of 5 over 2 minus I squared root of 5. And so what we'd have to do there is we're going to have to multiply the top and bottom by our complex conjugate. So multiply top and bottom by z bar. And I already know what z times z bar is. So that's going to give me 9 on top over 2 minus I squared root of 5 times its, so we're going to be multiplying by the bottom's conjugate, which is the same thing as the top. So the bottom becomes 9. And the top is 2 plus I squared root of 5 quantity squared. And so that gives us our first term squared plus 2 times our second term plus our second term squared, which is plus I squared times 5. So that will give us 4, and then I squared is negative, so negative minus 5, so 4 minus 5 is negative 1, plus 2I squared root of 5 all over 9. And that is your answer for z divided by z bar. So that is problem number A1. We're going to have to do these 4 equations for these other 2 equations as well. For this, our z bar is going to equal positive 3I. So again, we want to know z plus z bar. And that's going to be equal to negative 3I plus 3I, which is equal to 0. And then we've got z minus z bar, which is equal to negative 3I minus 3I, which is equal to negative 6I. We've got z times z bar, that's equal to negative 3I times 3I, which is equal to negative 9I squared, which I squared is negative 1, so just equal to 9. And then we've got z divided by z bar, and that's equal to negative 3I over 3I, which we can simplify to just being negative 1. So that's all of our responses for number 9a sub 2. And then the last one, we have z is equal to 5, so z bar is actually just equal to 5, because we can think of 5 as 5 plus 0i. So z bar would be 5 minus 0i, which is the same thing as just 5. So here with z plus z bar, we've got 5 plus 5, which is equal to 10. Z minus z bar, which is 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0. Z times z bar, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. And then z divided by z bar, which is 5 divided by 5, which is 1. So that's all your answers for problem number 9a.